Arcangelo and Bowen both fought a ball through the hole. We had guys in motion there, and that led to the 3-run homer. So when you can put the ball in play with 2 strikes, you give yourself a chance.
Anybody really stand out to you on the mound?
I had a lot of them. I'd say the guy I was most pleased with today was Brandon Jordan. I thought he was very crisp, had great stuff, great command, great composure out there. I would say of all the guys that pitched today, he probably was the sharpest.
I know it's real early, Mark, but is he a guy you look at as a potential starter, or is he a bullpen?
Well, he's in the mix, you know, and the encouraging thing is there's 6 guys that we're not pitching right now this fall that will be key guys for us in the spring. So as well as, you know, a lot of guys through today, there's going to be 6 more guys coming for innings in the spring that are very, very talented. So that gives us encouragement.
With any of those guys that are sitting out, any reason to worry about lingering injuries through the season, or is it just routine?
No, it's routine. You know, a couple guys coming off Tommy John at their previous places. Bosnick had Tommy John when he first got here last year, so he's a guy we're very, very excited about, left-handed pitcher from Tampa. So I think we're making the progress that we need to be making, especially on the mound, and I think it'll be a more veteran offense this year that will give us a chance.
What do you think about the way Carmen threw?
Carmen's stuff was electric. I mean, just about every fastball he threw was 97 miles an hour. But he didn't throw all his pitches. He didn't throw many cutters today, and he was working on things. So, again, if you know, he probably didn't pitch he wanted a 0 up there like everybody else did. But you know, when you got that guy throwing for you, you got a good chance.
In terms of attitude and approach and kind of competitiveness, what are the kind of things you can sort of learn from this sort of scenario, this sort of competition?
Well, you know, as a coach, what you try to get a sense for is who really gets excited on this stage and can take their game up to an even sharper level, who looks a little bit nervous, you know, on the stage. So at the end of the day, it's a team that's really trying to beat you. Inter squads, they're all just trying to play good baseball, but in this setting, they're trying to beat you, and we're trying to beat them. So it just adds a little bit different flavor to it.
When you see that kind of nervousness, is that sort of something you kind of take note of and carry through, sort of, maybe not a different way to coach them exactly, but a different way to sort of work with them through?
Well, it's good to see, because you coach all your guys a little bit differently. You have certain things that go for everybody, and then there's certain buttons you have to press with different guys as you get to know them. Obviously, we have close to 20 new guys on this year's team, so you've got to get to know them and see how they look in different situations. And so you know how to coach them. Some guys you realize, hey, I got to give them more of a kick in the butt. Other guys need a hug. These opportunities give us a chance to learn those things.
Last scrimmage, I think through 5 of 6 weeks of fall practice, is there anything that you want to see from any position group or the team overall over this last week and into you know, kind of the individual work?
Yeah, I mean, again, we're still, you know, first base is still a position where there's different guys trying to get at bats there. I would say Colin Burgess made a very, very good showing today, defensively and offensively, so he's going to be considered back there, along with Beaver, who started. But I thought Colin Burgess was probably a little sharper today back there, and the pitchers seemed to be pretty comfortable throwing to him. So there's still some positions that we've got good players, and there's still some positions that won't be settled until we get right up until the season. I think we have a good core group of more than 9 guys. We still have 4 or 5 months to figure out exactly where they fit once the season.
Mark, is there something in this last week that you tell some guys who may be on the fringe and making a team or not playing too well, this is your last week to prove yourself?
Well, they know that. I mean, they know this is the SEC, and you always have to prove yourself. I mean, every day you come out and have this uniform on, you've got to prove yourself. One, because you've got a lot of good players here that are trying to get at bats and innings, and you're always, if you're trying to do well here and be able to compete in the SEC and also get to the next level, you better always have I'm here to prove something kind of day. So I think that's just part of the culture.
Wes really barreled one up there in the 9th inning. Has he been swinging it well for you?
Yeah, his last week, he started out a little bit slow. He had a great summer in the Valley League. Started out a little bit slow this fall, but then the last week or so, he's really been swinging the bat well, and that's kind of what we've been seeing here lately with him. Just as long as he stays through the ball and is trying to hit the ball with backspin, and early in the game he took some pitches he shouldn't have hit. He shouldn't have taken. He needed to be more aggressive. That at bat, I think he was more aggressive, and when he got his pitch, he crushed it.
Is he more of an option at first base, or are you still considering him a catcher?
He's still a catcher, but I would say he's probably a first base / catcher, where last year he was more a catcher / first base. Based on who else we have on this team, a lot of times, where guys play doesn't necessarily mean it's their best position, but it's their best position based on who else we have on the roster.
And then what you see from Brian